This is kind of more sad than anything else. Bill O'Reilly and Lou Dobbs both lost their shows. Why did Lou Dobbs lose his? He just said something crazy, right? Bill O'Reilly, I think it was for sexual assault allegations. But what was it that Lou Dobbs said something and they kicked him off the air? Do you guys remember? Yeah, I know, guys. We're not going to burn anything. Everything's going to be safe. Don't worry. Anyway, Lou Dobbs and Bill O'Reilly both lost their shows. Okay, so now Bill O'Reilly has a show, I guess, just on his website, and he invited Lou Dobbs, and it's so boring. It's just like two old guys yelling, "Get off my lawn," talking about, like, it's hard. What they're saying is dumb, but I don't even care. I feel nothing. Like, when I used to watch Bill O'Reilly, I would go, wow, that's really weaponized. That's really bad. But now when I watch this, I'm like, who even cares? Nobody's listening. It's just, this is the most boring show ever. Check this out.
Should the government be worried that there's 10 million vacant jobs, or does it matter?
Well, not to the government. The government right now can't do much more. I mean, think about where we are. We've got $8.5 trillion on the balance sheet of the Fed. We've got a deficit that's over $1 billion this year. We're going to
trillion. Yeah, it's crazy because it's like they've been yelling about all the exact same stuff for 30 years now. It's always, we're on the verge, guys. This sound money and all these different things. And guys, listen, you know, my background is in economics. There's real economic questions around debt, deficit for sure. But it's the exact same complaints for 30 years and they just go nowhere. And now it's just sort of, they're throwing bouquets at each other.
to have another.
I think it's isn't it over $1 trillion deficit or billion? Is it a B or a T?
Did I say billion? I meant
Yeah.
trillion.
Okay.
And we're looking at $2 trillion for the next year and a half as well. We're on our way, as you pointed out, to $33 trillion in debt on an economy that is.
Wow, what an analysis. I haven't heard this analysis from every sort of like right-wing media figure for 30 years. And yet it never goes anywhere.
By the way, that'll make us larger than our economy and our debt. And it's as you said, unsustainable. And there's no secret about it. Even Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, has to be able to convey that reality to Joe Biden, but apparently not, because he wants $5 trillion worth of it.
Wow, what an incisive critique, guys.
We're going to spend more money, and more money. Okay, but I'm writing about the folks now. So you got 10 trillion. So anybody who wants to work can work. Wages are rising very, very fast. Yeah. All right, $1.33 in 1 year on average.
Now notice that they don't praise Biden for that. This is absolutely fascinating. All of Trump's presidency, he was bragging about wages rising. Wages, the blacks and the Hispanics and the Asians, they have higher wages, higher wages. The wages were going up for the same reason that they're going up now, which is a combination of employees having a little more market power to negotiate. Part of the reason the wages are going up is because people are saying, well, I'm demanding better conditions. And also because of minimum wage increases to some degree. So under Trump, it was great that wages were going up. Now it's like, wages are up. This is not sustainable.
Average wage is $31 an hour, which is pretty damn good. All right.
Now, I don't know where that number comes from. That may be averaging in, it doesn't even matter.
That's right.
So wages are doing well, and that's what the Biden administration is pointing to. Like, the economy's go, 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 go. Now, they don't talk a lot about inflation that eats up most of the wages, but how do you balance that?
The balance and point of fact right now is in favor of labor without question. And by the way, it's overdue. We went through 25 years, Bill, in this country where wages were stagnant.
Oh, now that's a good point. Okay, no, now Lou Dobbs is making a good point. I like that now. Now he's saying, yeah, the wage increases are overdue. Okay, wait, credit to Lou Dobbs where credit is due. I still don't care about the segment, but it's something.
25 years for the middle class and those immediately trying to work into the middle class.
Well, based and blue-pilled.
And we are looking at really a solution to a huge problem, and that is a lack of equity in our income for wages primarily in the workforce, and that is working through. This is an economy, a market that's actually doing what it should. Now, there has to be a point at which we get to equilibrium, as the economists like to call it.
All right.
Where is that? Is that a year from now, 2 years? But meanwhile, we have another issue, which is the senior citizens in this country who are living in part on their Social Security, who have investments that are being depreciated because of high inflation. So that too is going to have to be watched. But the truth is, there's not much we can do.
All right. So the Lou Dobbs analysis is marginally less crazy than I thought. However, I assume that the solutions he would propose, I don't agree with. But the whole point here is, it's very hard to feel like, when we watch crazy Fox segments and Tucker, it's like, I feel like, wow, that's really bad. So we need to do something about that. That's terrible. What he's saying, we got to fight. With this, it's like, yeah, let them say whatever they want. I don't know. No one's really even watching this stuff. It's just kind of, it's depressing in some sense. Depressing in some sense.